The second aspect of it is its ownership. Wayne Smith, who I mentioned before, has a great line. He says, people rise to a challenge if it's their challenge. People rise to a challenge if it's their challenge. And he sets himself, as a leader, he sets himself a challenge of his own, which is not to tell anyone anything. So he tries to go through his working week only asking questions. Because he knows that if you tell somebody something, it goes in one ear and out the other. But if you ask a question of somebody, they have to engage. They have to ask themselves that question. They have to rummage around inside themselves for what they think is the right answer. They need to articulate that to themselves, then articulate it to others. It's no longer the leader's opinion now, it's their opinion. They'll own it. People rise to a challenge if it's their challenge. So a large part of the process of coaching, of leading this particular team, is being a resource for the team and a catalyst for the conversations that make a difference. Culture rarely is created in conversation and communication. And this group see themselves as the ringmaster, if you like, for these conversations to create the connection, the learning, and that sense of ownership and therefore leadership at every level. I think if there's one kind of characteristic thing around elite teams, is that everybody's a leader. Everybody is a leader in that group. And the military, they would call it the strategic corporal. What you want is strategic decisions being made on a tactical level. You want everyone to know the big picture and the big game, and it begins with a conversation around socializing. Now, to achieve this, they need to create the right environment, the right climate, if you like, in the room. Now, psychological safety, we know from the research, is a predeterminate for a connected group. But it doesn't mean it's sort of pink and fluffy and soft. You know, this has got a tough and flinty atmosphere. They say that that one of their phrases is, stab me in the belly, not the back. You know, give it to me straight. Tell me what I need to know in order to get better. They say, don't complain sideways, complain upwards. So make your voice heard and make sure the things that need to get said, get said. One of the differences between poor teams and great teams is in poor teams, the stuff that really should be said doesn't get said. It gets said out the side. It gets said back home, but it doesn't get said where it makes a difference in the room. So they create this opportunity, this space for honest, really rigorous, honest conversations. Now, it's not necessarily easy to have those conversations. You know, if you're a 6'5" all-black lock and and somebody comes at you, you tend to take it personally. So they have a bit of language around it to, again, create that space in which these conversations can happen. They say permission to enter the danger zone. Now, if you're a 6'5" all-black lock and you hear that, you know there's incoming. You know you're about to hear something you don't really want to hear, but you've got a moment to process that and to manage the gap between reaction and response. Reaction is never really good. It's usually defensive, it deflects, it denies, counterblames. We've all been there. But you want to create a space within yourself and within the group in which you can respond. I got it. I hear you. Thanks for that input. All right, I'll try that. I'll do better next time. So that psychological safety happens within, if you like, and it happens and is managed through language and through processes and by the way we are with each other. It's really a cultural manifestation.